Good morning, everyone. It's me again, Al Brown Spencer. Today is Sunday, the 4th of July 2021, and it is quarter past 10 in the morning. And I am still fighting and still struggling to get my abusers from both sides of the country where I was born and here in the UK punished and exposed and presented to the court of law. Moreover, the situation is getting even worse, and I believe uh, that all my efforts they have been successful to break it down into nothing in terms of you know leafleting and protesting and so on. However, that is not gonna stop me. I am protesting every day apart from today and tomorrow. Today is Sunday, so I thought about taking today off. And tomorrow, Monday, I will be protesting not in Bournemouth but in London outside the Spanish embassy and outside the Russian embassy. So if you ask why the Russian embassy, pardon me, and the Spanish embassy because the authorities here in the UK and the country where I was born contacted the Spanish consulate and embassy, and they stopped them from helping me in terms of appointment for a visa or appointment for asylum and so on. And I will print out all the emails I sent or CC'd the Spanish consulate or embassy in my emails, asking them in main emails to them to book an appointment for me for asylum. But obviously, the authorities here in the UK and the country where I was born, they are trying to put doubts around my mental capacity, and I wouldn't be surprised if they have like allegations with the Spanish government or even the Russian government now because they know I'm gonna go and protest, trying to tell them that I have something wrong with me mentally or deluded or after fame or blah 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 and so on. So, in other words, they are fighting me and trying to suppress my voice and try to limit the effect or the damage I can cause them in terms of, publicity and exposing them and taking them to court. Now, the cases or the case I sent to the Queen's Bench Division or the High Court, I haven't heard from them since last week when I explained to them that I sent everything and I'm waiting for them to see what's going to happen. And even solicitors, Erwin Mitchell, Lee Day, and others, zillions of solicitors, they have stopped or they are not helping and they are not even taking the case on. And when I say so, I have recordings for solicitors where I phoned zillions of them and none of them is willing or accepting to take the case on. So, in other words, I am being fought from all sides by the authorities to suppress me and deprive me from any kind of help and so on. However, at the same time, they are letting me protesting, blah blah blah. So they are winning from every side, making it look like there is democracy, there is freedom here, and I'm doing what I want to do in terms of protesting, blah blah blah, and saying whatever I want. But actual effect and actually, my efforts are going breaking down to nothing because no one is accepting to help, no one is daring to help, no one is taking the case on, and so even solicitors and so on. So they are trying by all you know effort or all their ways to suppress my voice and contain my case. So I need your help. I need everyone's help to get this case to the public and to expose my abusers. And I promise you, the information I have are shocking in terms of what they did to me, how they destroyed my life and my family, and how they did other stuff to other people, even celebrities and important people, and so on, and what is the power they have and what they can do, and all of this. So, in other words, I have enough information to expose and change these people or change, you know, lots of things and put things right. But I need your help to get this to the public and to be supported by you in the court of law. So, I can fight in the court of law to the end rather than being unable even to get a solicitor. My goals are still the same, and I will never change my goals whatsoever. To get my financial compensations, get my abusers in the authorities or from the authorities in both countries, here in the UK and the country where I was born, punished, exposed, and in the court of law. And most, probably and definitely, I can say they will land in prison for a long, 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 long time for what they have done to me and other people as well. Because I promise you, when you know the truth, you will understand how many people they killed. And I mean it, they killed lots of people, including my father and my eldest brother. However, I cannot prove it now. And when I say now, I mean I cannot prove it yet. So I need your support and help so I can actually dig the root out and basically expose them everywhere. Uh, my protest outside the Spanish embassy tomorrow, Monday the 5th, I will be holding a sign asking the Spanish government to accept my asylum application and give me a chance to go and live in Spain, because this is where I want to live, Castellón de la Plana in Spain, where I am going to restart my life and start my business, air and sea adventures. As for the Russian embassy, I will be holding a sign asking help and support from the Russian Federation. In my case, in return, I will give them all the information and details that I have, and these are serious informations about governments, sacrificing numbers of people and killing numbers of people, poisoning and this and that. So these are important information, and I'm sure the Russian Federation is going to use this. Anyone out there, deluded bastards from any authorities here in the UK or whatever, thinking that by me protesting outside the Russian embassy and trying to give them information that it's now into spying, blah 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 and shit, all of this shit they promote for, this is completely bullshit. The information I'm gonna give is about things that was done to me and other people that I'm 100% sure of, and other things that are going on at the present time. So in other words, this information must be public, or must be known by everyone, not just the Russian Federation. I'm talking about everyone, which I will try to do. One important thing for anyone who's watching my videos: if you jump to any conclusion or think that I'm deluded or paranoid or blah blah blah, this is your right. I cannot force people to have a certain idea or impression about me, and so on, because this is individual. That's your point of view, and this is what you see. Have I said that? If you have any doubts, rather than jumping to conclusions, and rather than thinking, oh, this guy is deluded, paranoid, or what he's saying is not logical or cannot happen, blah blah blah, just ask yourself this question: how many things people thought it's not possible to happen, and it happened, and later on it was exposed, and so on. I have this information, genuine information, and genuine things that was done to me. I'm not taking it from a story or a movie, or someone told me this, so I thought about saying it. So I'm saying things that was done to me, and I have a case in the court of law, the Queen's Bench Division, against the authorities, and this is the beginning. As for the things that I don't have proofs or evidences for, and so on, let the public decide. And above all of this, countries like the Russian Federation or the Russia, they won't take information like this with light-hearted. I mean, they want to know, I'm sure, not just the Russian Federation, Russia, lots of other countries will be willing to take this information seriously, to investigate it, and find out what's going on and so on, even for the sake of knowing what's going on in the world and what is the centralization of power and all of this and many other things. So, pardon me. So in other words, it's my right to give this information to everyone. As for what I have evidences for. The court will be dealing with it, and the Human Rights Court in Europe will be dealing with it. As for what I don't have evidences for, or just some evidences, let the public decide. Let the public decide. Let the public, know the truth, and it's up to them to believe in it or not. Uh, so this is simple and just short and sweet in terms of if you have any doubts. And above all of this, guys, if you have any doubts, why don't you talk to me in person? I'm staying temporarily until I go to Spain, into Castellón de la Plana, in a small town called Bournemouth in the south of England. And basically, my address is room number 135 West Hill Road, and that's Bournemouth, and the postcode is BH25EG, and my telephone number is 0746592053, and my email address is a4alpha.b4bravo.spencer@hotmail.com, and you can contact me via phone and email. However, I am 100% sure the authorities here in the UK, liaising with the country where I was born, have been intercepting and controlling my communications and blocking them big times. So email, phone, they can block any email and decide what can go out from my email address, and they can actually alter it if they want, and they can decide what can come in to the inbox, and basically what would be in it, and they can alter it, and they can even change the dates and the times and make it look like otherwise. So in other words, the email address is their game. Whatever I see there can be completely and utterly out of their creation, basically. And I'm not just saying so deluded about it. I know it for sure, and ask anyone who knows about authorities and servers who can control emails and so on, blah blah blah. And they have programs that can alter the date, the time, the addresses, the contents, everything. As for the phone, again, it's the same. The mobile phone, I only have a mobile phone, and a mobile phone is just a network that moving signals from here to there. So basically, they can actually decide if the phone call go through or not, if it's just gonna be ringing and no one is answering, or gonna give you busy or nothing at all, or the not working number, or what. So it's up to them. So if you see this video and try to phone me, and you cannot get hold of me for any reason, or email me and you don't get any answer or whatever, or anything weird, blah blah blah, you have the address where I'm staying temporary, and you can actually come and meet me in person, and pardon me, and I'm gonna give you all the information you need and everything. Tomorrow, Monday the 5th of July, I will be going to protest outside the Spanish embassy, then off to the Russian embassy, then we'll be going to a number of newspapers in London and TV channels as well. It will be like a big round, seizing the chance and the opportunity that I am in London. And I will be giving more details and so on, and give them my number and so on. This is a serious case, guys, and pardon me, this is a serious case, and if any one of you taking this light-hearted, I promise you, when you get to know the details and open your mind and accept that this is a genuine and 100% genuine case, and all the information 100% genuine. It's not just because I'm saying so or asking you to believe in it. Just listen to my case and listen to everything that was done to me from A to Z, and you will understand what is going on, and I promise you, you will be shocked. You will find it hard to believe, and I promise you, the reality is shocking. The other thing that I would like to say in this video, I have been, shouting a lot. I've been angry a lot. I've been this and that, and in other words, I'm just consuming myself. So I am trying my best to deliver the message and get this public and get my case in the court, carrying on and expose my abusers in a very calm way, as calm as possible, and as and I'm confident, by the way, of everything that I have and I know, and like my case and so on. Have I said that The authorities, they work all on psychology, and not just psychology. If any one of you watched some of my videos, I declared and I made it clear that I am getting poisoned. And when I say poisoned, well, I'm still alive in front of you. However, we call it, or they call it, tactical chemicals or poisoning. And what they do with this, they poison whoever, I mean, in this case, me, and to give you certain problems, physiological problems, to get some of your functions, compromised and so on, to affect you mainly mentally. So whatever goes on is just to drive you mad, or drive you, angry and blah blah blah, frustrated. It's many things. But if they don't poison you to kill you, whatever they use on you is mainly to drive you into out of control, or lose your temper, or lose your context, or the ability to think properly. Just focus on what's happening you in your body, the discomfort you feel, this and that, blah blah blah. And I promise you, I will be giving details, I mean fine details, about every kind of chemicals. But please forgive me, don't expect me to give you names of the chemicals itself, because I'm not a chemist myself. However, I will be giving details of the chemicals, or the side effect, and what they used on me, what times, blah blah blah, and so on, and why, from my point of view, why they used it on these particular times, rather than the general chemical poisoning that they made me subject to on regular basis. And I promise you, I'm saying to you this, I have been poisoned or chemically dosed for years. And these bastards, they repeat what they do, but officially. So they have been doing this for a long long time, and then they make up any kind of allegations or any kind of accusation and blah blah blah, and they make it part of the investigation to do the chemical dosing. So when I report this, they say, oh, you're lying, blah blah blah. And in between them, they can cover up even between them as security, organizations. So one is lying to other one in front of one organization. Oh, they have just started these investigations about a couple of months, or 3 or 4 or even a year ago, and they started this dosing or whatever, blah blah blah. How come I'm saying that it has been, I have been poisoned for years? So in other words, guys, these organizations, they lie on each other, and they use each other. It depends on who is the superior and who is the inferior. And of course, the superior, or the more superior organization, can do this with the inferior, and the inferior can do to the inferior one to it, and so on. It's unbelievable. It's a world that I was dragged into unwillingly and by force, without even knowing that that was going on. And I promise you, I was used in every way, shape, and form, and extremely, by the government of the country where I was born, and the UK later on when I came to live in the UK, and so on. And when you know the details, how they used me and so on, you will understand the vast, amount of bullshit these organizations claim and do to people based on their bullshit and their lies and all of this. And when you know how many people they killed, and how many people they destroyed, the lives of, and they did this and that, it's just unbelievable, people. And I promise you, this is 100% genuine case, 100% genuine information. And when I give this information to everyone, I promise you, this is going to be viral, and this is going to be everywhere, and everyone will know the truth about what's going on. Not just what was done to me, but other people, and even what's happening in the world, even till the moment. I promise you, this is how big this case is. And I'm not trying to make myself important or blah 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 and so on. The other thing as well, if you think about what is, why that happened to me, blah blah blah, I'm gonna give all the information I have and everything I know, and what was for, including, I mean, definitely what was done to me, and other people, including my own family members, and all of this. And everything I know will be spilt out to everyone in the world to know and to understand and to support me in my case against the authorities, because I'm determined to bring these bastards down and expose them in the country where I was born and here in the UK. And again, even this case extends to other countries, because the United Kingdom has lots of friendship and relationship with other countries that basically they even suffered from lots of things and caused people outside the UK and non-British people to be harmed based on information they were gathering, you know, gathering, you know, uh, uh, coincidentally. So it's unbelievable. I'm gonna give all the information and the details I have anyway, and I'm gonna let you decide. And so on. I'm gonna let you think and decide if this is genuine or not, and it's up to you. I'm not expecting every single person who will be interested to know what was done to me and other people and the details that to support me in the end. So I'm not expecting that after everyone I'm gonna tell them my story in details, and then they will say, "Yeah, we're with you," blah blah blah. I'm not expecting this. However, if that happens, of course, that would be great, because I need as many support and as much support and you know help from people to get my case to the public. The other thing that I would like to make clear as well, people, I mean, people get sometimes confused between a campaign like I'm leading now to expose the authorities and what are my goals. So my goals are clear. My goals will never, ever, ever change no matter what, and I hope I will achieve my goals as soon as possible. And please, I'm gonna repeat myself again, forgive me, but these are my goals and this is what I want 100%, and I will never change this. One, to get my financial compensations I'm claiming for everything that was done to me by the British authorities and the authorities of the country where I was born, or any other authorities involved or got involved and did to me anything, you know, or harmed me or caused me any trouble from near or far. Two, to leave the UK completely and utterly. I don't want to live in the UK. The United Kingdom is not a country for me after what was done or even just allowed to happen to me here. This country is not for me to live or have a future or have business or have family or whatever. Three, I am determined to go to Castellón de la Plana in Spain to settle down and restart my life and start my business, Air and Sea Adventures. Air and Sea Adventures, which I'm gonna give details for, you know, later on in this video. The other thing that I would like you to know, that the punishment of my abusers and in a fair trial in the court of law is a must, because as long as these bastards still have their power and they are still in power and authority, I will never be safe, I will never be free, and none of you will be safe, and I promise you they can do it to anyone. If they do what they have done to me and they say, "Oh, sorry, it's a mistake," and carry on in their authorities, I promise you no one is safe whatsoever. And it's not a matter of, "Oh, people learn from their mistakes." Trust me, what they did is not a matter of, "Oh, we're learning, oh, we made a mistake, oh, we're gonna learn from our mistake." It's simple. People in authorities should understand that you can never harm anyone no matter what. Even the most evil person or personality in the world, you can never harm them. You can capture them, put them in a fair trial in the court of law, and let the court decide. And of course, excluding executions, because I don't believe in death and so on. And that will bring me to what I believe in, to discuss it with you here and now. I personally, throughout my life, and so on, and until I die, this is what I believe in. I believe that a human being's life is the most precious life on earth, and it must be protected at all cost, and must be respected, and must come first. And that means you can never, and no one, no matter who they are, You can never put a human being's life on one side of a scale and then try to put something against it. Because I promise you, if this happens, that you put a human being's life on a scale, no matter what is the person who owns this life, even if they are the most notorious person, even if they commit all the crimes you would ever imagine, horrible things in the world, you still can never put their life on a scale and put something against it. Because a human being's life, if it's put on the scale, nothing in the world can be worth enough to be put on the other side of the scale against it, even if it's a horrible person who owns that life. The other thing is, if some human or human being lives was put on a scale and another human being life or lives put on the other side of the scale, this is not the mistake of these lives. It's the mistake of whoever had the authority and the power to do so, to put lives against each other on a scale. Yeah, because that's what they do. They play with quality and quantity. So they play which life is good and worth saving, which life is bad and can go against this life, or maybe lives. So they play with the quantity and the quality. So they say, oh, one life is worth 10 bad lives or notorious people. That doesn't work like this. Life is life. A human being life is the most precious life on earth and should be respected and protected at all cost, no matter what. If you bring back the most notorious historical character that the history said that they were notorious and they were horrible and they were criminals and they killed zillions of people, if you bring this life back, or if it's still alive till now, you still don't have the right, and no one has the right to put this life, yeah, on a scale against anything or harm this life, because their life is still a human being life that should be respected. As for the person itself who owns this life, or the person, no matter how bad they are, this is another story. The court can decide how many years they spend in prison based on what they did, or life in prison or whatever. Of course, execution, no execution whatsoever. Have I said that? People everywhere in the world think otherwise, and people sometimes give their self, give themselves the audacity and the green light to basically put a life against another and prefer, oh, this one lives, this one dies, this is good person lives, this is bad person lives, blah blah blah. And they don't understand that bad person, good person, they are still lives, and each life should be respected and protected. Another thing that I would like to make clear once and for all as well, I love every kind of beings, whether birds, animals, reptiles, blah blah blah, and I have my favorite, animals and birds and so on that I would like to keep in the future, blah blah. However, I'm not a vegetarian. I like to eat meat, whether birds, animals, blah blah blah, and all of this. Have I said that animals and birds should not come first before any human being life? So if anyone out there, vegetarian or human, I mean like animals or birds or animals or other beings, activists or someone calling for this and that regarding animals and birds, I respect this. However, a human being comes first. If you have your effort to do so, just understand that there are lots of people out there that actually might need your help, might need your effort. Animals and birds and so on, as I said, a human being life comes first, and then any other being comes second, or anything else comes second. But of course, people who torture animals or birds, or use them for anything that has got no benefit whatsoever for humanity or people, these are the people that actually must be, questioned. Why would they do so? So for example, if you torture an animal or a bird or whatever, why would you do this? What reason? What are you going to gain? What benefit are you going to get from this? But people who go, for example, hunting or breeding or whatever, animals or birds for food and so on, that's normal, that's acceptable. Maybe, yeah, sometimes, other cases that not necessary and so on, yeah, maybe we can question people. But in other words, I'm not against anyone who activist or act, on animals or birds behalf. However, a human being comes first. Now this is we got this out of the way. Now this is my attitude in terms of, you know, a human being life and any other life or birds and animals and so on. Now, leaving the UK is a must and inevitable. However, these bastards from both countries, here in the UK and the country where I was born, they are trying their best, and of course, you know, and their effort is fruitful now, because I was supposed to leave the UK on the 29th of June. Sorry, yeah, the 29th of June, and I didn't. I'm still here. That's because I didn't get any achievement. I didn't achieve anything. I didn't get my compensations, which is number one priority. I didn't get the case public. I didn't get the case, you know, enrolled and running in the court, despite it has a number now, and all of this. So they are delaying me because they are benefiting from my existence and my stay here in the UK. And the other thing that I would like to say, these bastards put me in prison here in the UK for 4 months based on fake allegations and made up allegations that the court of law will break it down by presenting every witness, and everyone said a statement that the police used on papers against me to put me in prison. And they put me in prison for 4 months based on these fake allegations. Not only this, in prison there was a curriculum and scheme where I was used, abused, tortured in every way, shape, and form, sexually abused, and was raped inside the prison, inside the cell. And not only this, they made fake reports, in prison employees, not just prison officers. They made fake reports about my mental capacity, my behavior, and everything during the period of time, the 4 months they kept me in prison, segregation in one cell. And they managed in the end to transfer me from a prison to a mental health hospital where they kept me for 8 months. So you can imagine that they are using this still, that they have in file and report and formal report that this person, me, was in a mental health hospital for 8 months, and they are trying to make a counter attack because I said I'm taking a whole case against the NHS, which I will, in the court of law, for what was done to me in the mental health hospital and the medication and so on, which is another story. That if they try to put doubts on with paper and statements from people who work there, but this is the thing, they get statements from people that willing to give what they know, which is nothing, which just confirms, you know, the bullshit they were claiming. So in other words, this case is going to be a big case, and again I'm going to try to make it as public as possible, because it is normal that the police can sometimes put people in a mental health hospital, or the authorities can put people in a mental health hospital, even just without even prison and so on. Like what was done to me, like they put me in prison, and in prison they cooked it up and transferred me to a mental health hospital. But some people actually get taken and put in a mental health hospital based on bullshit, that the authorities literally they poison them with chemicals that change their behavior. They poison them with chemicals that made it look like that they need help or whatever, and they put lots, and I'm gonna give lots and lots of information about what they do or what they can do to other people, including some celebrities who they caused a nervous breakdown, and it's unbelievable. And I promise you, when you know the details and what they are capable of in terms of surrounding, and I mean it's surrounding any target, no matter who they are, in the social work, or sorry, the social circle, and everywhere with their people, and doing whatever they want to them and driving them mad, and at the same time poisoning them with chemicals that helps to achieve their scheme quickly and get the reaction they want from these people. You will be shocked, and I promise you this is not something that I'm making up or thought about just saying. That they did to me something like that as well. However, it didn't work because I understand what they were doing. And I mean, sometimes they literally put people in situation, or I mean in this case myself, that literally they want a specific reaction and a specific outcome from a challenge from, and I'm gonna give details by the way, because that happened a lot, even when I am protesting. So even when I am protesting, and I'm gonna give details how they get you to do something that then they can, you know, question or take on you or whatever. It's unbelievable. So anyway, guys, uh, me staying here in the UK, this is like a torture. Every day passes on me here in the UK is a day wasted on my life, and I need to leave the United Kingdom as soon as I can. This country, and I promise you, when you know what was done to me and everything I know, you will understand that the United Kingdom is not better than even a third world country where I was born in terms of what they can do to you, blah blah blah, and the unfairness, the injustice, and so on. And if you're gonna take, oh, you're protesting, as I explained in the beginning, they are containing the situation. So whatever I'm doing, they think, okay, he's not gonna cause us any harm, and that's what they allowed because they are using this as well. And I'm gonna give details how they are using it. So anyway, if you have any question and so on, please ask me. And another thing for you to know that my compensations that I am claiming is not altered or numbered or evaluated based on the business I am going to start. I am not leading this campaign just because. So I'm not leading this campaign just to restart a business or whatever, blah blah blah. I'm leading this campaign to get my compensations, which is the right or my right for what was done to me. So everything that was done to me, I am claiming compensations from the government for this. And this compensation is my right and my money, which I will be using to restart my business, or part of it will be used to start my business. And Air and Sea Adventures simply is, I will be starting this business in Castellon, and Castellon de la Plana is in the eastern coast of Spain, where there is a port and an aerodrome or aero club. And the aero club will be the base for my air adventures and even some other buildings and some other stuff I'm going to build there for entertainment and so on. And the port, I will be you be using the port to keep or berth two motor cruisers I'm gonna use for my sea adventures business. And I'm gonna start with the Sea Adventures business. The Sea Adventures business will be, taking customers on either boat. It depends how the group or the number of people. And I will be operating over days, overnights, trips, 2 days, 3 days, up to 2 weeks around the islands, the Balearic Islands. So basically, we'll be cruising or launching from Castellón de la Plana, the port there, the berth there, with my customers, and we'll be going to Ibiza, spend a couple of nights or three or whatever, or one, discovering the beaches there and the island itself and the attractions, and then moving on to Mallorca, and then to Menorca, and then back again to Castellon. And along the way, of course, there will be all the activities that the customers are interested in, such as snorkeling, diving, and when I say diving, I mean free diving, spearfishing, barbecuing, just swimming, having fun, blah blah blah, and all tools and equipments will be on the boat as well for the customers to use for these activities. And of course, on the islands, sightseeings, blah blah blah, and so on, and enjoying and trekking and other activities we can do on the islands and then back. The air adventures part of it is completely and utterly one of the main activities in air and sea adventures, which I consider that lots of people can have mix and match between the air and sea adventures. So they can have 2 days on the boat, or 3 or 4, or even a week, and then the air adventures part of it, because there will be accommodations as well in the aero club or close by for the customers, and the hangaraging and all of this. So basically, there will be skydiving and wingsuit flying school. And for this, there will be two aircrafts dedicated for this. A bigger aircraft, or not bigger, I mean like a medium size, which is a Cessna Caravan, and a smaller aircraft, which is like 6 or 8 seaters, which something like 206 or 10 or something like that, which is 6-seater or 8-seater for smaller groups or smaller drops or loads. And of course, there will be trike school, so there will be two trikes, and trikes are like hang gliders, but with a trike where customers can sit there, one customer and an instructor. And there will be tandem hang gliding, where there is a hang glider with a motorized hang glider, I mean like a mosquito hang glider, where a customer and an instructor can take off and fly and so on. And there will be like two or three of those. And there will be two ultralights and one 4-seater for training to learn how to fly, and maybe one or two gliders for people who like to be towed and glide and all of this and so on. And there will be another 8-seater, and this 8-seater in particular, this 8-seater will be dedicated and designated for trips around Europe and the Tenerife. So customers who book trips to the Tenerife, like 468, they will be going on this aircraft, and I will be taking them to the Tenerife, where we're going to be hopping from an island to another 7 islands there. And again, like we did with the boats, we'll be discovering the islands and the beaches, blah blah blah, and staying a couple of nights or whatever in each island, or one night, and discovering and so on. And also hopping in across Europe, so basically from a European country to another, discovering the sightseeing, attractions, and so on. And this is basically the Air and Sea Adventures business I am going to start, and also the attractions I'm going to keep in the Aero Club itself in terms of accommodation. There will be like a 24/7 gym. There will be like a place for kids to go and feed the animals, and kids play, and a restaurant, and a cafe, and so it will be complete from every way and shape and form. And I am expecting Air and Sea Adventures to be the best as soon as I can, because I will be focusing as much as possible on Air and Sea Adventures. And once I succeed, then and only then I will be looking to start a family in Spain. And hopefully, fingers crossed, I will find a very nice Spanish, and put 100,000 lines of this, a Spanish girl from Castellon itself, not even from any other county or any other region, and so on. And hopefully start a family and start, to have more kids and so on. Well, anyway, guys, this is basically it about my goal, my plan, and my compensations, and what was done to me, and what information I will be giving, and so on. If you need any information, if you want to ask, if you know any solicitors who I can actually take on this case, or any human rights organizations, or anyone, please be my guest. Especially that the country where I was born, there will be a case closed. I was gonna lead it, or leave it until the end, to prove their involvement, but it seems that they restored the nationality which I withdrew in 2017. 2017, I withdrew the nationality of that country where I was born. However, my nephew phoned me, and he said that someone phoned him and said they are, or claimed they are from the government, and they restored the nationality of that country back to me. So whether this was a lie, or someone just lying on the phone, or whatever, I have been contacting the consulate and the embassy of that country where I was born, and I promise you, I'll show you all the emails. They are refusing to give me a straight, clear answer in English to confirm that I am not one of their nationals since 2017. And if it's otherwise, or as my nephew claimed, or said someone claimed so, or that they restored the nationality, they even refusing to give me a straight answer if that is correct, so I can actually take a legal action straight away. The other thing that I would like to say as well, because they put me in a mental health hospital for 8 months, there is allegations or fear that they might have started or tried to put me on in a court of protection, especially if, as my nephew claimed or said, that someone claimed that they restored the nationality. So they might have interfered or claim that I'm still one of their nationals, and then basically trying to make it look like that they are putting me under court of protection because I don't have the mental capacity, for example, to run my own business or run my life or whatever, blah blah blah, and so on. So I need your help to expose them, to expose their scheme, to destroy their scheme, and to put everyone in the world in the picture and let them know what these bastards did to me. So anyway, guys, thank you very much for listening. I am so sorry that I took too long today explaining more and saying more, but hey, this is it. This is my life. I'm trying to restart my life. I am 45 years old now, and these bastards consumed and wasted over 2 decades of my life in their lies and their activities and their scheme and their goal to achieve more authorities for themselves and so on. And I am the one that have been paying the price from every way, or in every way, shape and form. And it's time for me to restart my life, to get my complete and uncompromised freedom, basically from the country where I was born, and anyone there claiming that they are relatives or whatever or authority, and from the UK, so I can go and restart my life in Castellón de la Plana, use my compensations, restart my life, start living, start achieving what I would like to achieve in terms of business and entertainment and life and so on. So I need your help to do so. And as you can see, my goals are simple: to get my compensation, restart my life in Castellón de la Plana. However, to protect this dream and to protect this life or my future, I need to expose these bastards, and I need to put them in prison for what they did to me and other people. And this is not negotiable, because, as I said, the only way to guarantee that I have a clear future where no one will be eavesdropping or listening to what I'm saying or watching what I'm doing is to get them exposed and get them punished in the court of law and get them get this public everywhere. So guys, again, thank you very much for your time. You know where you find me if you would like to speak in person. It's room number 135, that's West Hill Road, Bournemouth, BH2 5EG. Or if you would like to try to phone me or talk to me via email, my phone number is 074659200503, and literally that is my phone number. However, if you try to phone and for any reason you cannot go through or blah blah blah, well, maybe if you've tried the email, and if you tried the email and it's the same, I promise you it's not me. I always answer anyone who phones me or emails me. So in this case, you can come and meet me in person and talk to me, and I will give you all the information you need to prove what was done to me and so on. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for your time, and you enjoy the rest of your day and the weekend, and wish me good luck tomorrow outside the Spanish and the Russian embassies, so I can get someone to talk to me, give them the details, and book an appointment for my asylum with the Spanish government, and give the Russian government all the information I have, and hopefully they will start to protect me and start to take things seriously and so on. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for your time. You have a great day, and well, wish me good luck. Thank you.